What defines a dress watch as being a dress watch is down to a few specific criteria, and the Yazole 332 may be out of range due to its size. So let's have a look at this thing. Good day to you all, and welcome back to another BBW review. Today we have another offering from Yazole. This is the Yazole 332 Quartz watch. Because it's a quartz watch, this will be quite a short video, and let's start with going over the basic dimensions. As I mentioned in the introduction, to all purposes this appears to be very much a dress watch due to the basic looking face and the almost minimalist architecture of the watch. But one thing that moves it outside of the range of a dress watch is the size. This is a 43mm diameter face, so quite a large watch, I think, and a bit too big to be called a dress watch. So first of all, and most importantly, the price. As in all Yazoles, they are very ultra budget, but don't let that fool you into thinking this is a bad quality watch. Yazole watches are not bad quality, they're just very, very cheap. This one, shipped and packaged from Shenzhen in China, costs just $7. It weighs 40 grams on the applied leather strap. And let's go back over more dimensions. As I mentioned, it's quite a large beast, 43.5 millimeters across the dial. The lug length is 52 millimeters. Again, quite long. In relation to the size of the dial, it's quite okay, but on the whole, 52 millimeters is generally outside of my comfort range to look any good on the wrist. But it does have quite a thin profile from base to the flat or slightly domed mineral crystal on top. Is just 10 millimeters with a 22 millimeter lug width, which is suitable for the size of the dial again, and a 4.5 millimeter crown, which in relation to the other sizes is quite small. So the case itself is of course a chrome plated alloy. It's quite an original looking case, as you can see from these ears, these kind of Nautilus style ears that pop out of the case. These quite large crown guards that protect the crown. They do lie or end flush with the crown, as you can see. But it doesn't make operating the crown any more difficult. It pulls out and inserts quite easily. And let's go over the main look of the watch, which is the dial. As you can see, it's it's available in two colorways, a black and the white you see here. It's kind of an off-white, and outside in the sunlight it almost looks silver. As you can see, it has there are two main parts of the dial. There's the central part, which has radial lines emanating from the center, which are textured. That gives it quite a nice look. And as you can see, there is a outer dial where you have the applied silver indices. There are double battens on the 12, 3, the 6 and the 9. Every other batten is an individual batten. There was no chapter ring and no minute markers. And looking at that second hand, you can see that regardless of having no minute markers, that second hand does hit the hour markers bang on. So quite a good movement, even though it's a basic Chinese movement. And I find this is true of all Yazoles. They're very good at hitting the markers. There you go. The hands themselves are simple sword hands with covered in loom on the hour and the minute hand. So even though before I complain about white hands on a white face as being illegible, because you have a silver metal border on both hands, it does kind of highlight the hands themselves, and it does make the hands quite legible. So not a problem reading the time here. The second hand is just a simple stick, and again, which does hit all the hour markers bang on. Below the 12, you have the name, Yazole, and above the 6, you have Quartz, and the designation 332. The back of the watch, you have the name, Yazole, laser etched, steel back, water resistant to 30 meters or 3 ATM, and it is a stainless steel cover. I have no idea what kind of movement is inside, but I always like one simple test of the movement is that minute hand jump. So let's see, do we get a minute hand jump? And let's remove, disengage the crown, move the minute hand to the 12, and let's give this 3 attempts. First attempt, not really a jump, and now the third attempt. So no, absolutely no minute hand jump at all. So a good movement. Obviously it's a basic Chinese movement, but still very good. So as I've mentioned, the strap is 22 millimeters at the lugs and tapers down to 18 millimeters. As you see here, I've done a very bad job of cutting the strap short. I don't like straps that are overlong, that come out too much from the keepers. I like it nice and neat, just to end at the keepers. And I'll show you this on the wrist. There it is on the wrist. So, as I've mentioned, it is a big watch, not, I think, a bit too big to be a dress watch. 43.5 millimeter diameter dial and a 52 millimeter lug to lug. But if you look at the profile, you can see it lies very flat because it's quite a slim watch. But regardless of the large dial and the large lug to lug, it lies incredibly flat and flush with the wrist. Now this is a 6.5 inch wrist, but there's no overhang and there are no gaps under the lugs. Even though the lugs don't bend down at much of an angle, it still looks very good on the wrist. Again, no gaps under the lugs and no overhang, and the strap just falls vertically around the wrist. So very good wear on the wrist indeed. I'm not sure how that happens, because ideally I'm a 40 millimeter kind of guy. This is 43.5, but still it looks surprisingly good and not too big. Even directly onto the face, it doesn't look too big at all. And those hands, again, I don't like white on white, but these are quite legible, so no problem there. As I mentioned, the reason why I cut down the strap is I don't like straps to overhang too much, so you can see it poking out the sides here, or poking out the front, as you get on NATO straps. So I just always cut them down and remove one of the keepers. This originally had 2 keepers, I removed one and cut the strap, as you can see here, very badly. But on the face of it, you can't see that. So all in all, for $7, no complaints. And there you have it, the Yazole 332. Not quite a dress watch, but on the whole, especially for $7, a very nice watch that, regardless of being quite big, still fits and looks quite good on even the slimmest of wrists, which I have at 6.5 inches. I'm not sure about the wings, these extended ears that come off. I'm not sure how that makes the watch any more attractive, but still, it's not a compromise at all and doesn't look too bad. On the whole, looking at the face, it is a nice looking dress watch, but it may be at 43.5 millimeters. It may be just a bit too big for some people. But there you go. And thanks for watching. And I hope to see you again soon with another watch on the green chair. Until then, take it easy.